on this episode of How to Do Florida. Leave your dive certification at home, because, hey, you don't need it. We're going diving, Snuba style.
What a great gateway drug to scuba diving.
And Chef Justin Timoneri brings you his version of a recipe passed down by Floridians for generations.
We're gonna do some cool stuff today. Smoked mullet. That's right.
And later, we're headed from Florida's Atlantic sunrise to the Gulf Coast sunset. Oh, Chad's looking for adventure as he hits the road on a big bad Harley to show you how to do Florida, coast to coast.
Road trip.
It is time to do Florida.
Hey, today on the show, we're gonna show you how to do
Snuba.
In the Florida Keys, just below the water's surface, fields of coral, alive with life and color, are just waiting to be explored. But for the average snorkeler, this spectacular undersea world can only be viewed from up above. FaceTime with Reef residents has always been part of a members-only club, reserved for scuba divers. If you're not certified to dive, you're not invited to the underworld party. Until now. We're headed down the overseas highway to the tiny island known as Duck Key, about 5.5 hours from Orlando and 2 hours from Miami. Take the simplicity of snorkeling and combine it with the experience of breathing underwater, and you get Snuba. Instead of having tanks of air strapped to your back, swimmers get their air through long hoses connected to tanks on a pontoon raft at the surface. This is way beyond snorkeling. It's basically scuba diving on a leash. Step 1, locate a licensed Snuba guide. We headed over to Dive Duck Key, a dive shop and licensed Snuba operator. We're going on the Sea Ferry with Snuba guide and instructor Jessica Pritt.
Are you Jess?
Absolutely. Are you Chad?
I am. How
Nice
you doing?
to meet you. Welcome aboard the Safari. Just got one question for you.
What?
Are you ready to snuba?
I am ready to snuba. Snuba!
As we headed out to the reef, I got a chance to ask Jessie what Snuba was all about.
This experience is designed to be somebody's first experience breathing underwater. So
I mean, snuba, it's like, it's like snorkel, scuba diving, it's somewhere
right
in between, right?
That's exactly it.
And what a great opportunity for people who, who don't scuba dive, who maybe have snorkeled, but it's access.
The Safari here is designed to allow everybody to have the water experience that they want.
So the great thing about Snuba is no certification.
No certification needed.
But we will need to know what to expect during our Snuba dive, which brings us to step 2. Participate in a 15-minute safety briefing.
Guys, the most important thing about Snuba is to remember to breathe. Sounds like common sense, try it, I know. All right?
That's a highlight of the presentation right there.
This is what you're gonna be breathing off of. It's a regulator just like what the divers use. Bite taps here for your teeth. The entire thing goes in your mouth just like this.
Jessie explained the safety features of the hoses that carry that so important air to the regulators.
This is keeping your regulator in place.
Okay.
So that you can breathe off of this and it's not pulling out of your mouth.
There you go, that
it
makes
attaches
sense.
to your back. Let me
Okay.
show you your back. And then from here, the hose goes up to the tank.
And then she showed me how to get my gear on.
Continue to face me. Yep,
What are you doing here?
I'm giving you a hug.
What is this?
Aw.
Okay, this is Snuba. Is this Snuba?
It was time for step 3, going diving, Snuba style.
1, 2, 3, go!
The visibility was amazing, which allowed me to fully take in the rainbow of colorful sea life on Canyon Reef. I was amazed at the sea life down there. I've been a certified scuba diver since I was 18 years old. Snuba offered a new sensation I really loved: freedom. With Snuba, you get the best of both worlds. You get the bottom time of scuba with the ease of snorkeling. I found I was able to react and move in a way that made me feel truly a part of the marine environment around me. I'm loving this Snuba thing.
Oh yeah, Snuba, fun. Good stuff.
Nice job. What'd you think?
I loves me some Snuba. That was awesome.
Great job, man.
You know the great thing about Snuba?
What's that?
is the freedom.
Yes.
Other than somebody pulling on that cord every once in a while.
Who would do that?
I don't know, but it is just freedom. I feel like I can maneuver around a little bit more
Yeah,
than scuba. When I want to turn, I can turn around. I don't have the tank and BC on you. But man, all kinds of fish, all kinds of stuff down there. Woo! Come to the Florida Keys, you need to go to Duck Key, and you need to go snoobing with these guys. Heading to the dock.
Whether you're 8 or 88, Snuba allows anyone to experience the beautiful shallow water reefs of the Florida Keys. And Snuba is great for families who want the unforgettable underwater experience. Yeah, I'll definitely be back for another Snuba fix, but next time with my family.
Hey, for more information on Snuba, go to our website at howtodoflorida.com.
Still to come, Chad's got his motor running and he's about to head out on the highway as he shows you how to do Florida, coast to coast. But first, Chef Justin's got a smoking recipe for moist and flaky smoked fish.
Look at that, beautiful.
You're watching How to Do Florida, and we'll be right back.
Oh, hey, today on the show, Chef is smoking.
That's right, we're doing smoked mullet, and we're gonna show you how.
This is your backyard, right?
Absolutely, my hometown.
Chef? We're here in Tallahassee, and something is smoking. What's going on over here, Chef?
It's not what you think it is. We have a wonderful smoke box here and some beautiful fish, and we're gonna do some cool stuff today.
Smoked mullet.
That's right. These are fresh black striped mullets that I got from my seafood guy. They've been gutted, and you can see here, they've been split from the top down, and normally you would butterfly a fish, you would open it from the bottom up, but these are top down, and they're just kind of filleted open. And this way, we present lots of surface area for the smoke, which is gonna be great. And now, since these are about ready, we're just gonna quickly put a little spice on top of there. I've just got one of my favorite little spice blends here on top. Now it's time to go into the smoker.
Okay.
We got a good amount of smoke coming out of here. We're just gonna put these in the middle rack.
Oh yeah, baby, oh yeah. We're gonna fast forward here a little bit.
That's right.
And get to the good smoked stuff, right?
Yes.
Okay, so, and go. So Chef, we have our fish in there. They've been in there for about 4 hours. We've been waiting around here for 4 hours. It's been a little long, but I think we're ready to check on them, right?
Absolutely, yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that looks good.
Oh man, if you've never smelled smoked mullet, oh man, it is good stuff. Oh wow, Chef. Those look yummy, sir.
We're gonna make some smoked mullet dip.
Mullet dip.
That's right. And for that, we need a little bit of prep. What I have here is some diced peppers, some onions, some celery. Now, I was gonna give you some knife skills and have Chad cut some stuff, but obviously we got the one-armed bandit here.
Well, this is, yeah, my daughter wrote there, how not to do Florida. So I was thrown off a horse and broke my wrist. So normally I get here early and help Chef prep and cut all these things up for him. I wasn't able to do that. So you had to do it on your own. I'm sorry, Chef.
All right, what I have here is I have my mullet. Basically, I've just taken my smoked mullet that came out of the smoker and I pulled it off, making sure not to get any bones in there. So I've got nice, boneless little flecks. So I got some light cream cheese here. It's going in. I got some diced onions, some diced celery, and some beautiful Florida bell peppers. I got the trio of colors, yellow, green, and red. A little Worcestershire sauce.
Oh, boy.
A little hot sauce.
Oh, it's gonna be good.
And a little more of my spice blend is going in.
There you go.
And then
A lemon. Oh, he got me.
watch your eye.
Aha. Juicy.
Squeeze my lemon in.
I'm gonna get ready
Yum.
over here. I see you got some.
Yeah. Go ahead, go ahead. Give it a taste for me, will
See
you?
what we got here. Just a pre-taste.
A little pre-taste.
Bam.
Yum.
Wow. That is good.
I've just got some crackers. I like to serve mine with veggies. I got some carrots, some celery, and this is gonna be yummy. And there you have your smoked mullet dip. All right, here we go. Beauty. A little lemon.
So 2 different ways to have smoked mullet, Chef. You got just the smoked fish here and the dip. And you can do this with any fish, correct?
That's right. Just about any fish will work with this, and it'll give it great flavor, and it's really a fun way to cook. Man, so for this recipe and many more like it, go to howtodoflorida.com.
Oh, baby.
Coming up next,
What you think? Good?
Good, man.
Am I ready?
You are ready.
we're taking you on a motorcycle trip from coast to coast
Go play.
Ready for the road.
when How to Do Florida returns.
Today on the show, we're going to show you how to do motorcycling from coast to coast.
Florida is a state that is framed by the sun. From the sun rising over the Atlantic to the sun setting over the Gulf. These epic scenes are an iconic part of Florida's backdrop. Today, we set out on a journey to travel Florida from coast to coast. Our adventure begins at sunrise on Flagler Beach. From there, we head west. Along the way, we'll be stopping at as many roadside oddities as possible with the goal of making it into Cedar Key to watch the sunset.
Let's do it.
Road trip.
Did I mention we would be taking this adventure on a Harley Davidson? And to make things more interesting, this would be my first experience riding a motorcycle, but more on that later. What's important is this would be another checked off item on my Do Florida list. My riding partner and architect for our trip is Glenn Abbott, or Traveling Gringo as he's better known as. Glenn's job is to travel the country on a Harley Davidson and blog about his adventures. Glenn has plotted out and packed our journeys with all roadside Florida has to offer. After a quick ride along beautiful A1A, we pointed our bikes west as we headed toward the small town of Barberville. Glenn's first stop, the Indian River Fruit Stand.
What do you think of this place, Chad?
Oh my gosh. Got big dinosaur section. We got chickens. We got all kinds of yard art down there. We got fruits and vegetables. I see pottery. Man, I don't know where to go. Well, this is one of the great things about a motorcycle trip, right?
On a bike trip, it's really about the journey, not
Yeah.
so much the destination.
This place is endless. What I want to know is, like, how do you get this stuff home? Like, I'll take this.
Well, we do deliver.
Oh, you do
and
deliver?
Some of them bring
Thank
trailers.
goodness.
We've been here 22 years.
Yeah,
so
but have you had some old lady come in here and buy a big chicken and want to strap it to her
it happens
roof?
all the time. I had a lady come in here buying 3 chickens.
Ha-cha! Ha-cha! It says no climbing on the animals. It didn't say anything about dinosaurs.
Oh, okay. You got a point there.
Oranges, Glenn.
You need them.
Gotta have
We
oranges.
need them.
So I just need help getting it on the bike here.
I'm a little worried about your aerodynamics here.
I'll be fine.
Glenn was right, so I opted to ship the big stuff, but the oranges, they would ride with me. So it was back on the road as we continued our trip. Up front, I mentioned this was my first time on a motorcycle, and believe me, there's no way I could have pulled this off without first taking a motorcycle safety course. And that's step 1. In Florida, all new riders have to take a safety course to receive a motorcycle endorsement on their driver's license. The course can be taken over a week and is a mix of classroom learning and road course training. It's designed to be an overview of what beginners need to know before safely hitting the open road.
Squeeze and ease.
Squeeze and ease.
It was time for the final obstacle between me and the open road, the road course exam, which consists of a series of turns, figure eights, and controlled maneuvers between these teeny little cones.
What you think? Good?
Good, man.
Am I ready?
You are ready. Go play.
Ready for the road.
From boots to brakes, this course covers it all, and I highly recommend it. Step 2, get your gear.
Hey, cool thing about taking the class is while you're here, everything in the shop is 10% off. Pretty cool. And you get a free Harley-Davidson rental. Look at that, man. That's a pretty cool design. Look at that.
Yeah, that one's cool. I like that one. It's got the eagle on the back.
That's bad. Ha! Geared up, ready to ride.
Step 3, rent a hog.
Chad, I'll need your license, please.
If you want to rent a motorcycle, you need an endorsement. Right, Michelle? I'm an organ donor, too, there. Do I get a discount for that?
Here's your new ride.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Drew, that is beautiful.
It's a 2012 Heritage Softail. It's got the brand new 103 cubic inch motor with the
Got to
6-speed
be kidding me.
transmission.
The boots, the glasses, the helmet, the gloves, it finally all came together, Easy Rider style. Yes, I do look awesome. Well, every trip needs a little historical perspective. For that, we stopped at the Ponce de Leon Springs State Park, which is named after the man who led the first European expedition to Florida, and would later name our state La Florida, after the abundance of flowers he encountered.
What do you think so far, Chad?
I tell you what, absolutely spectacular. Really, really enjoying this, Glenn. I mean, when we went through the wildflowers, you smell the wildflowers.
Exactly,
Wow,
exactly.
it's gorgeous.
That's part of the attraction of being out on a motorcycle. It's just being out in nature.
And you know, we went down roads today that I know I've been down 100 times, but being on that motorcycle, it was like the first time going down that road. Like I saw it, like I've never seen it before.
There's just a real variety of places to ride in Florida. You never get tired of riding here.
So after cooling off in the Fountain of Youth, it was time to get back on the bikes as we headed down State Road 40. I've been through the Ocala National Forest many times, but driving through it on a motorcycle was like experiencing it for the very first time. What a ride. The wind in my face, the openness of the road. I'm starting to get why so many are addicted to this lifestyle. They call it freedom, and I tell you what, I'm starting to get it. One of the most picturesque roads we traveled was on State Road 326. They call this a ribbon road, and it is covered with Florida wildflowers and beautiful horse ranches. One piece of technology that proved to be very helpful was our two-way communicators. Using Bluetooth, we could discuss the trip and make decisions as we rode. Glenn was keeping our next stop on the down low, so I was dying to find out what he had in store.
Well, hello there. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Great to see you, Jane.
Nice to see you.
Jane, I'd like to introduce my friend Chad.
Hello. How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Chad
you.
is here to try and learn about whoopie pies.
Okay.
Chad, it looks like it's whoopie time. Thank you.
Wow. One of these, two of these, 6 of these. You know, this is Sweet Jane's, and they call it Sweet Jane's for a reason. This place is surrounded with sweets.
Okay, that's enough whoopee. It's time to focus. So with our sugar rush still kicking, we jumped back on 326 and headed towards State Road 19. We were behind schedule, but we couldn't resist the heavy aroma of smoked mullet. So we stopped in at Herschel's to check it out.
So Glenn, for someone like myself who, you know, last week I took the motorcycle safety course, here I am on a Harley Davidson, riding down the road, just loving it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's something anybody can learn to do.
Yeah.
And I think you did it the right way. You took the course, you're really well prepared for it. It's all about preparation and safety and just being alert and being aware to your surroundings.
How are we doing on time?
Well, it's 7:15. We've got about 25 miles, so I think we better hit it.
So we left Herschel's at 7:25, and the sun sets at 7:45, and we still had 25 miles to go. Our final road will be State Road 24, which fires you straight into Cedar Key. As we roared down the road, I could see the sun dropping like a lead balloon over the pine forest. I was getting nervous. We had mistimed our trip. We whipped through downtown Cedar Key, heading toward our sunset spot, and there it was. Mission accomplished.
Ha! We made
There
it.
it is, sir. We
This
did
is it, dude.
We did it.
Cedar Key.
This morning we saw it come up at Flagler Beach. Now we're watching it go to bed on Cedar Key.
From beautiful A1A to big chickens to beautiful Cedar Key, I've got to say, seeing Florida from a motorcycle is one of the best ways to see and do Florida.
We made it. We made it.
We certainly did.
Well, that's our show. I hope you learned something, but more importantly, I hope you feel encouraged to get out and do Florida.
For more info on this episode, go to howtodoflorida.com, where you'll find bonus how-to videos and all of Chef Justin's yummy recipes. And be sure to check out our Do Florida page, which is our giant list of events and activities all over the Sunshine State. Yeah, you should check it out.
First, we're going to make sure your wife's life insurance policy is paid up.
It is up to speed, up to snuff. She gets $865 if I die.
Oh,
So,
score.
right? I want to take a picture of rear end used to long distances. Cypress swamps like this one right here are also scummit.
You all right, man?
This thing took a right here. Thought it went straight. Michelle, where's the catwalk button?
Snapped.
Oh,
Keep in mind, she does carry a dive knife with her.
she does?
28 already?
Okay. I have very sharp teeth, too.
From now on, the boom mic is going to be on channel 3, Brian. Get back to work.
Yeah, right there. Oh, yeah, perfect. Yes.